evening, folks. Welcome to 6 News. The truth is our priority. We give justice to your curiosity. I am Manaswini Sharma, your host for the primetime panel discussion where we bring in experts from all over the world to discuss world's hottest topics. To begin with, I'd like to introduce you to our panelists. And on the panel, we have Ms. Manonmani Lakshmanan, the CEO of Infosys, Dr. Ravi Kumar, a highly world renowned doctor, Ms. Shashank Srinivasan, who is an economic advisor to various 500 Fortune companies and has been keeping a close eye on the market trend ever since the pandemic began. And at last but not the least, we have Ms. Shuja N, who is the owner of a small business in the city's biggest mall. So I'd like to start with you, Ms. Shuja. How has your business been hit by the pandemic, and how different do you think things are now if compared to, let's say, 2 years ago?
Hi Manaswini, good to be here. So, regardless to say, ever since this pandemic began, customers have shifted to the online mode of shopping. They prefer to have minimal contact shopping experience. So, we believe that even when the restrictions have been lifted, as small business owners in malls, we see that a lot of people are not coming in as much as before. So, at least 50% of staff here have been vaccinated, and also only people with masks are being allowed into the malls. Still, customers are wary to get into the malls. And on the business side, we have seen a lot of losses in the pandemic lockdown period, and also a lot of employees had to be laid off because of this. But we hope that in future, the pandemic situation, when the pandemic is completely solved, the situation goes back to business as usual.
Shrija, it's not just your industry. Even in my industry, the IT sector, we had a lot of problems initially during the business continuity plan. It wasn't easy since we had to rethink the whole procedure or the way that we were doing our business until now. So we had to streamline a lot of things, put things into place, get employees back to their homes, and it wasn't an easy task because we provide services to our client. So client is king, and we deal with banking sector customers, we deal with pharma sector customers, and we had to comply to each and every client's demands. So at one point we had to go through a lot of things, put procedures into place before we went through work from home concept. So I just wanted to add it on to what Shrija said.
Manonmani, I have a question for you. What has been more profitable for you, employees working from home or employees working from a well set up office?
I think it is employees working from home. We got to cut down a lot of other expenses that we had earlier. We had to rent the building. We had to provide, cash to those employees who worked, in the, not just that, the maintenance, a lot of cost cutting happened, I think, with our employees working from home rather than working from office.
All right.
Yeah, as Manonmani and Shrija have been saying, their industries have taken a hit. It's not just them. Every industry has, taken a huge blow. Automobile industry being the biggest one. I mean, why would anyone buy a car or a bike when you're not even allowed to go outside? And as Manonmani said, she's been cutting down on expenses. She did say she's been laying off a few people, which does result in unemployment. And a part of unemployment can be explained by the local movement restrictions put in place by various state governments. There has been lockdown. There was a lockdown, and it's only been eased a few days ago. The employment rate was sky high in May 2020, 24%. Almost a quarter of the nation, and we have recovered since then with 7% in January 2021, and which it increased slightly 9% in May 21, but we are hoping it would decrease once lockdown is completely taken off.
So, Mr. Shashank, what can we do to move forward as a nation to contribute to strengthen the economy?
we have to move forward, towards a sustained and real economic growth. It is paramount for the center and states to form a cooperative strategy to ramp up the vaccination drive, inoculate the entire adult population in the coming months. That would.
Okay. So, Dr. Ravi, as a doctor, what are your views on the vaccination drive in India? There has been several reports of shortages of the vaccine and placebo injections and whatnot, and we have seen that the healthcare system basically collapsed in the second wave. Do you think that the history will repeat itself in the third?
Hi Manashwani, I think when the pandemic arrived in 2019, data showed that there were an estimated 0.55 government hospital beds per 1,000 people. So people decided to take help from highly commercialized private hospitals. But I think that there has been change, and government has been trying to spending 2.5% of its GDP towards health sector, and there is a need of law which guarantees cashless healthcare insurance to its people. And India has been trying to make right to health a fundamental right. And the future of Indian healthcare system is promising. With the proper integration of technology and combined with the data and analytics, we can achieve the unimaginable sooner than expected. And the government has also announced projects like Ayushman Bharat and National Digital Health Mission to make healthcare more affordable and accessible to its people. So post COVID, I imagine a future where people will don't have any fear from death or something, and people will be enjoying its life as earlier, and we can imagine achieving 100% vaccination to all people of any age and stop third wave from coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi, for your deep insight into this. Let's hope everything moves hand in hand and each sector of the economy can have a real chance to boom this time. So, distinguished panelists, thank you so much for being here and gracing us with your presence. I would like to conclude this discussion by commenting on the resurgence of India by a quote by Emily Durkheim. When this ultimate crisis comes, when there is no way out, that is the very moment when we explore from within and totally the other emerges. The sudden surfacing of a strength, a security of unknown origin, welling up from beyond reason, rational expectation, and hope. I hope you enjoyed today's panel discussion. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a good night.